us a sense of what's happening behind the scenes right now in the campaign offices, both for Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, just hours before people head to the polls on election day? What's it like right now, do you think?
Well, sheer excitement, one. There's a football term called running through the block, right? Well, both campaigns want to run through election day. They don't want to stop campaigning until November 6th, actually. Lots of excitement, a lot of concern, right? A lot of indigestion about what the outcome is. And, you know, after 2 years of campaigning, maybe a year, 9 months for Kamala Harris, it's nerve-wracking. It really is, because this race is so close according to the polling. I have a sense that one side or the other is going to win by 5 to 7 points. It's close, but you know, you have that 5-10% of independents or individual voters who haven't decided yet. And my gut is they're going to fall towards the positive, not the negative. They're going to fall towards Kamala Harris and not the Trump campaign. But we'll just have to see. But a lot of excitement, a lot of nervousness. And you know, when I say run through the campaign, that means you run until the election is over, if you will. That means you're doing door-to-door. You got your GoTV. GoTV is your number one priority right now. Are you going to leave it on the field, if you will? Because leaving it on the field means you're counting your votes. You're getting everyone to the polls through November 5th. Tomorrow is really the big day. You cannot miss one vote. I don't care who it is. And so that's a good flavor on what's going on with both campaigns now.
For our Indian audiences, GoTV, get out the vote.
Get out the vote, absolutely. It doesn't matter, nothing matters what your policies are, doesn't matter how much money you've raised, nothing else matters on November 5th. In fact, everything you're doing up to November 5th is preparing for get out the vote. You leave a lot of money in the bank to spend on GoTV, get out the vote, because that's your bread and butter. Your vote is your power. Your vote is how it gets you to 270 electoral votes. And it all comes down to that. And in a close race, it matters who's got the better ground game, who's got the most money for the ground game, who has the ground game in the organization, the volunteers, how you manage them. But in the end, getting as many votes to the polls is the bottom line. And remember, in America, even though we've got the Electoral College, all you got to do in most cases is get one more vote than the next guy. It's that simple.
Right. Scott, you've been there. You've been a former chair of the Democratic Party, the Washington chapter.
I've run for office locally. Yeah.
You've run for office
Sure.
locally. What happens at the local level at this point in time? Do you any sort of anecdotes that you can share from the time you remember way back a few years ago?
I remember 2016 on election night doing media, and Donald Trump was winning the race. That he was winning, he was getting electoral votes from different states that he was not supposed to win. Hillary Clinton was fading, and we knew by about 10 or 11 she wasn't going to get to 270. I was at a restaurant. There was a television station there that had various guests on. And from 7 o'clock to maybe 11, you had a lot of excitement. And then when it became clear that the blue wall was going to come down and that Donald Trump was going to be the next president, none of us thought that whatsoever. And you could just see the energy come out of that room. I mean, it just faded. It fell. And we were all trying to figure out what happened, what went wrong, what went right. But in the end, on November 6th, or whether the next day of the election, Donald Trump was going to be president, and he was going to be the most unique president we'd ever had.
I know you're going to say no, but are you going to be bracing for that potentially, maybe a little, this time around?
You know, the race, I should be. The race is so close according to the polling, but I still believe in America. I believe in the goodness of America. I believe in freedom, justice, and equality. And I believe that most voters are in the middle. They're not far right or far left. You just hear about the far right and far left more than the middle. The middle is boring. And those middle voters, suburban women, and all women, given the history and given the abortion issue, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, as a woman, you care deeply about that choice and having control, reproductive freedom, and having control over your body. I think that's going to be the big issue. You can talk about immigration and economy. Those are super important. But I got to believe there are more women voters than men voters. And to women, reproductive rights is the number one priority, whether you're a conservative or a Democrat. That's what I believe.
Scott Bolden, thank you very much for your time joining us here on NDTV.